Hello, welcome to this video. I just pulled out to charge my Tesla. I thought I'd really reach out quickly to do a short video to talk about a bit of properties, and because obviously where we are right now, we are looming for recession. We're very close to recession, and inflation is at 13% and it's forecasted to be 15% by the end of this year. So it's absolutely going to be a bit of a rough winter to come. But hey, rough winter is there for you to grow, expand, take yourself to the next level. So in this video, I'm going to share seven amazing reasons why you must invest in buy-to-let properties, why you need to invest in properties. Because for me, property is what really bulletproof your income, as well as bulletproof you towards inflation. Basically, I've started my property investment journey few years ago from zero to building a multi-million-pound property investment portfolio, which I have used to actually gain financial freedom, and obviously sat in a car like this and impact you positively. So when you're doing properties, it's not just you providing a house for tenants, it also helps you add value to any specific area you are investing in, as well as rubber stamp your income to ensure you've got that passive income coming in every single month. So it's vitally important for you to know the 7 reasons why you must invest. The reason why I'm banging on these 7 reasons, because there are lots of us here basically been procrastinating about investing in property, always putting it aside, always thinking maybe it's not for you, always thinking it's hard work. So I just want to give you 7 important reason why you should invest in property now, especially we're facing recession. What that means, basically, property prices may go down, and then you'll be able to pick properties up at discount, and obviously be able to buy properties that you could add significant value to. And again, I just looked at the statistic compared to a couple of months ago. It looks like property prices has gone down slightly. So again, we may have that trend going come December, January next year, because the Bank of England has forecasted basically we are going to enter into recession come January, February. Hoping it doesn't happen, obviously, but if it did happen, it's an opportunity. It's a massive opportunity for you and I to take our property investment journey to the next level. So let's get to really why you must invest in buy-to-let properties, especially family homes. These are the things I'm talking about today. I'm talking about a buy-to-let, not all the other strategies. Okay, I'm just talking about a property that you can rent out to a single family. The number 1 reason why I should invest in buy-to-let right now, basically, it's a solid asset. What do I mean by solid asset? Once you've bought that property, it's there for lifetime. You know, nobody's going to take it away from you. Government will not do something silly that they will take your property away from you. A company will not do something silly that anything happens to the economy, you still have your property, basically, unless obviously you're not been paying your mortgage, or obviously your tenant has not been paying and you don't have residual income to actually pay for that property. Apart from that, the property is there for you. And again, if shit hits the fan, when the economy can turn to worse, like what we've anticipated here, what the government, if your tenant lose their job, what the government does basically provide subsidies to help the tenant pays the rent. Again, that's another way of thinking about it. It's a solid asset, it's there for you, nobody's going to take it away from you. You can walk past, you can drive past, you can inspect it, you can visit it, you can hug it, and you can even kiss it. That's what I've told my students. So again, it's a very solid asset that allows you to have that bulletproof sort of investment. The second reason why you must invest in buy-to-let properties is easy to buy. Right? I'll give you an example why it is easy to buy. If you want to buy a family home property, suppose you want to buy a 3-bedroom house, right? That worth £100,000. You don't really need that £100,000 to buy that property. You can leverage. You only need to put 25% of that £100,000, and then obviously bank will lend you 75% of that. And again, the reason why I said it's easy to buy, basically, if you're buying a freehold, you don't have to worry about leasehold, maintenance, and all that sort of thing. You can buy the whole asset and then it becomes yours, and it's very straightforward. Obviously, if you've got good credit rating and you've got okay income, you don't have to be working full-time as well. You don't have to be earning lots of money either, but as long as you've got in a bit in that sort of situation, you should be able to buy a buy-to-let property easily. And also, even that 25%, you can borrow that money from a friend. A family member can actually gift you that money, and then obviously able to buy it. So it's a massive leverage, hence the reason why it's very easy for you to be able to buy it. And the third kind of reason why you must invest in buy-to-let, family-let. Basically, it's easy to rent out, right? If you buy a 3-bedroom house, basically you put it online, you're looking for one tenant, meaning a family, a working family, and you can easily rent it out, compared to, say, if you were to buy a flat. For example, if you buy a flat, if it's a flat, you've got specific people that you want to target. Families may not be your target market, because most family would want to have a garden, front parking, etc., etc. So again, a family-let property, a house, a 3-bedroom or 2-bedroom house, is very easy to let in that basis, because obviously you're targeting a family who would need a garden, back garden, especially if they've got children. They would really want where their children could play. So again, that's one of the reasons why it's very easy to let the property out if you're buying a family freehold property. And again, basically, compared to shop, if you were to buy a shop, it's good recurring income in shop. But what happens, basically, it takes you time to be able to rent that shop out. Although once you've rent that shop out, the tenants tend to stay very, very long time. But again, you have to wait for you to get the right tenant for that shop. Again, when it comes to buy to let, especially 3-bedroom houses, once you chuck it in the market, you've got people literally sat there waiting for you to for them to take on the property from you. So again, that's one of the massive benefits. And also, if you buy a family-let property, a freehold property, you don't have to worry about leasehold. You don't have to worry about service charges. You don't have to worry about ground rent. Hence the reason I'm banging on buying freehold properties, because if you buy a freehold property, you don't have to worry any of those. And buying freehold property is one of my golden rules. I don't buy leasehold properties, basically because of the service charge, ground rent, and then obviously so many sort of caveat around it that stops you from doing some certain things like service accommodation, holiday let, or maybe short-term rentals. So you've got that difficult. But if you own the property, the only person you need to consider is basically the lender, just to give them consent that you want to do whatever you want to do in the property. And again, that's the reason why I love buy-to-let, family-let property, freehold properties. And again, obviously, the other benefit is passive income. Very, very important talking about this, because passive income is what we call you make money whilst you sleep. So once you've invested buying that property, you've bought the property, if you had to paint and decorate or renovated it, once you've got the tenant in, they are in. So what that means, basically, you would have reoccurring income coming from you every month. And then the benefit of having a freehold, what that means, basically, you're not going to pay service charge, you're not going to pay ground rent, and you don't need to worry about not being able to actually do whatever you want to do in that property. So again, with that, then any passive income you get, it gives you a better return on your investment, okay, because you don't have to pay all those charges. And again, there's some caveat to flats as well, because sometimes you got some hidden charges there that you're not aware about. So once you bought the property, then you have, of course, have to put that, but you have to pay for those service charges or for whatever that hidden charges. I remember a friend of mine early last year bought a property in Newcastle. It was a nice apartment, very, very nice. He didn't ask me for an advice, obviously. Bought it only to find out his ground rent doubles every 5 years, right? Basically, his ground rent is already high at £2,500 a year. What that happens, he bought the property right at the time when the ground rent is going to double. So basically bought it and ground rent was going to double within 24 months after he bought the property. So what that means, basically, his ground rent will double to £5,000. Imagine then 5 years down the line, that would go to £10,000. So again, that is the reason why I like my buy-to-let freehold properties. And again, obviously, you've got the passive income with less sort of expenses taken from that property as well. Another benefit also would be it's easy to maintain. When it comes to maintenance work, once you've done the work, whatever is wrong with the property, you can easily fix it. You don't have to ask for consent, you don't have to write email, you don't have to contact the management department that owns the freehold, because it's a freehold, it's yours. You can do whatever works you want to do with. And again, I've seen people really struggle. There might be a leak coming from the roof upstairs and they want to sort that problem out. They have so many hurdles, bureaucracies to go through for them to be able to actually get the work done. Again, an example of a very good friend of mine in Birmingham bought this flat and there was a leak coming from the roof. It took him about 4 months to get that sorted, because basically you had to go so many layers and layers upon layers to be able to find out exactly when his roof is going to sort it out. By the time they sort the roof out, obviously it's got so many damp issues. Again, if you own the property, you can get that done quickly as possible at a reasonable price, by the way, because obviously you've got that passive income coming in. Again, it's very easy to maintain, very easy to maintain. That way you can resolve stuff as quickly as possible. Another benefit why you must invest in buy-to-let freehold family-let properties, basically the capital appreciation, right? I cannot go without giving you that advantage. Basically, capital appreciation, property price would go up. Now inflation is at 13%. Guess what? Property price would have gone up as well. Rent would have gone up as well. Again, the capital appreciation also gives you a massive benefit to be able to pull some equities out that you could invest to buy more properties. In average, property prices goes up by 7.5% every year in the UK in the past 80 years. But we've seen what happened in COVID. We've seen what happened in other areas where property price has gone up almost 50%. I've got a friend of mine who bought a property. Where was this? I think it was in Bristol. He bought the property a couple of years ago, just before COVID hits. That property, I think he bought it for about 120. That property now worth about £240,000 in just about 3 or 4 years since he bought the property. So again, that's the benefit you get. The benefit you get from that also is literally freehold, right? There's no decrease on his lease years because it's not a leasehold properties. And then obviously the value goes up and up and up, versus if it was a flat, even the value would have gone up, but what happened, your leasehold years would have gone down. So for you to be able to add value or make things really beneficial when it comes to capital appreciation, you have to extend your lease, and then extending the lease is just a nightmare sometimes, because you may not know even who the freeholder is. You have to go through many layers, communicating with solicitors, etc, and you tend to struggle a lot more to be able to actually extend the lease. When it comes to freehold, again, capital appreciation is you directly. You don't have to go through any humps and bumps. You just need to go to the bank, tell the bank how much you thought your property worth, you remortgage, you pull some of the investment out, and then move on to another property. Again, one of the final reasons why you must invest in buy-to-let properties, freehold properties, basically, you can force appreciation. What do I mean by forcing appreciation? If you buy a 3-bedroom freehold property, you've got an opportunity to extend it at the back. You have got an opportunity to extend it on the side. You've got opportunity to go in the loft. You've got opportunity to do whatever you want to do with that property, pending planning approval. So again, you don't have to actually go through any other issues. But then if you bought a flat, obviously, if you got a 2-bedroom flat, that's it. That is a 2-bedroom flat. You can't do anything with it. That's it, basically. If it's 2-bedroom flat, it's 2-bedroom flat. You're not going to do anything with it. It is what it is. You have to, unfortunately, live with that. But whereas if it's a 3-bedroom freehold property, you can literally work in about 5-6 years time, or maybe a couple of years, or when you just buy the property, you can decide to extend it. And most councils allow you to extend at the back of your house about 6 meters or so, which again, you don't need planning for that. You only need a consent from the council to allow that to happen. Again, that's another benefit you can get from buying a freehold buy-to-let property. So you must buy these properties. If you don't buy these properties, basically you're losing out big time. Imagine buying a 3-bedroom house that allow you to actually have an extension at the back, right? And a double-story extension. You have that's a 4 or 5-bedroom house, or you can easily convert it into HMO, right? You can easily convert it into 4 or 5-bedroom HMO, or maybe even 6-bedroom HMO if you want to go to the loft. And whereas if it was a flat you've bought, you can't do any of those. You cannot force the appreciation, because obviously it is what it is. Take it or leave it. So again, that's the reason I'm banging on buying houses. When you buy houses, you can do so many stuff with it. Suppose you don't want it to be a house anymore, you can convert it into flats. Okay, say you bought a 3-bedroom house, got a massive extension at the back, potential, or sideways. You can obviously seek for planning permission, convert that into 2 flats, and again, you force the appreciation there. And again, these are the benefits you could get. So again, I've been banging on this. please, if you haven't thought about investing in property, if you thought about investing in property, now is the time to actually get your money ready for when recession is. So you must buy to let property investment properties, because these are the ones that allows you to force the appreciation within the asset, to allow you to pull some of your investment out, at the same time force the cash flow as well. I really hope this video has been helpful, and if this video has been helpful, don't forget to hit like button below, subscribe to my channel for more of these amazing tutorials. I look forward to sharing the next video. Thank you so much for listening.